Winter Soldier, episode 4. The world is watching. It's your boy Icon again. Doing this review. I would have to say this is the best episode of the season so far. A lot of drama, and it definitely escalated very quickly. So the episode actually starts with Bucky, because remember in the last episode, Wakanda had ran up on him, and they was just like, how could you let Zemo run around after he killed King T'Chaka? And then, they actually showed footage, which was cool. They showed footage of when the Menage ended up deprogramming like the kill switch words that was in Bucky's brain. They actually showed the moment where they removed, they even said Shuri helped, like they removed all the stuff, and the moment where like they recited the words and the words no longer affected them, and then they started crying, whatever. So, so then she was just like, how could you do that? Because what they were saying was when Zemo killed, King T'Chaka, she said that they were the ones that were responsible for protecting him. So because the king actually died under their watch, I mean, although it was a bomb, it's like it's not really their fault because the man blew up the whole damn building. But because like they were the ones responsible for trying to protect him, and he died. She said that the Menage, like they take that as like the ultimate shame and the ultimate stain on like on their legacy. So the fact that Zemo's like out of prison, they're like, they ain't trying to hear that. So so Bucky basically told him, he was just like, listen, he was like, we need him because he's a means to an end. And then she's like, fine, you have 8 hours to bring him back, otherwise we bring him in for you. So it's like, all right, cool. So the three of them, like Zemo, Bucky, and Falcon, Sam, they talking, and then they're still trying to find Carly. So they ended up finding out that there was a woman that Carly was very close to. The woman had passed away. Sam was just like, well, maybe they're throwing like a funeral for her. They're throwing like a party for her. So, let's go down and investigate. So they go down to the place where they feel like she is. They're talking to people. Nobody wants to talk to them. Like, nobody wants to talk to Falcon. Nobody wants to talk to Winter Soldier. Everybody knew who Falcon was. They're just like, oh, I know who you are, but I can't help you. Carly's perceived as the protector of the neighborhood, so nobody's going to give her up. So, like Bucky struck out, like Sam struck out, but then, Zemo, he ended up, giving some kids some candy, and then, he slipped them $100, and the kid, like the kid spilled the beans on where she was. So they go back to the hotel, and then, Sam and them, they're just like, all right, so where's she at? And then Zemo's like, well, I'm not going to tell you, because if I tell you, I lose all of my leverage. And then they're just like, well, what leverage? Because you're going back to prison, like no matter what. But he was just like, no, like we do this together. So he's like, all right, fine. You want to do this together? We're gonna do this together. So the three of them, like they go, so he ends up telling them like where she is. They find the place. Bootleg Cap and Bucky shows up after they find the memorial, and Cap is just like, oh, he's like, we're gonna take this girl down. And then Sam's like, no. He was just like, first of all, you barging in there, and then he actually looked crazy, like Bootleg Cap. I said in the last review that either Bootleg Cap or Zemo's gonna take the serum before the season's over. I was right about one of the two, but he kind of looked like he was already on it, because like, looked like he hadn't shaved, his eyes looked all crazy. And I feel like he wasn't on the serum yet, but he was, at that point, he was basically like feeling the pressure of being Captain America. He had no leads, he couldn't find anybody. Everybody was disrespecting him. Like nobody was taking him seriously, and then he was getting beat up a lot. So he was just kind of like I said, the pressure was getting to him. You could tell that the pressure was getting to him because he's starting to look crazy. So now, so the five of them, the first thing he does, he's like, yo, we're bringing in Zemo. And then he's just like, yo, we still need him. He's like, we're bringing in Zemo, we're bringing in the girl. And then, Black Star was just like, yeah, we're here to bring in the girl. But then, Sam was just like, listen, let me go talk to the girl, because he's like, yo, if y'all go barging in, the girl got super soldier serum in the system, she gonna blow this motherfucker up. So he's just like, yo, let me go in. He's like, let me talk to her alone and see if I can like smooth things over. Sam goes in. He ends up walking in on the memorial. Him and Carly end up having a conversation. He was basically giving her like the morale speech. In her mind, she thinks like what she's doing is for the greater good, and Sam was just like, yeah, you are helping people, but the part about it that you're not seeing is you're murdering people on your way to doing good. So what's the point? It's like, what's the point of doing good if you leave a trail of bodies like in the wake? So the two of them ended up finding some common ground, because she was just like, oh, you don't understand, like my life or like where I come from. He's like, woman, I'm black. He's like, I'm black in America. It's like, don't tell me I don't understand, how it feels to be an outsider. And the two of them kind of like bonded for a moment. Meanwhile, Bootleg Cap, he's like, because everybody else, they waited on the outside of the building. Bootleg Cap, he in the next room scratching his arm like he's going through withdrawal syndrome. And and Bucky was just telling him, he was like, yo, give him some time, like give Sam some time. But he got to but then he tried to like push his way through, and then Bucky stopped him, and he was just like, yo, you're not going through. And then that's when Bootleg Cap, he was just like, oh, you feel like a man because you got super soldier serum in your system, and he's like, you think you're tough or whatever. And then he eventually ended up like fighting his way through, and then while Sam was talking to Carly, like Bootleg Cap busted through. She was just like, oh, Sam, you betrayed me. And I'm just like, I hate when they do that in like in every TV show imaginable. There's always a scene where one person tries to talk to somebody, and then while they're talking, somebody breaks up the conversation, and that person's first reaction is like, "Oh, you set me up," or like, you tricked me. I'm like, why? I'm like, why? Like, Sam done told you 15 million times. He's like, yo, I'm not with Captain America. Like, me and him have two different agendas here, but she's just like, hey, you tricked me, or whatever. So she get mad, so she runs. Cap tries to bring her in, Bucky tries to stop him, Sam tries to stop him. Like, this whole fight ensues. And then while they're like while Carly was running, Zemo ran up on her, like put 2 shots in the dome, like shot her in the chest, shot her in the gut. He actually tried to kill the girl. And when the girl fell over, because she had a pouch on her, when she fell over, all the extra super soldier serum that she had, it rolled out onto the floor. So at that point, I thought Zemo was going to take the serum because I was just like, oh, here it goes. He's going to take the serum and he's going to become what he hates. He didn't take the serum. Instead, he ended up breaking the vials. He ended up stepping on them. He crushed them. He destroyed them because, I mean, I guess he's keeping it real. Like, he's keeping true to his word. He doesn't want another super soldier, aside from Barnes. He doesn't want another super soldier out there. He doesn't want another super soldier army. So he flat out, destroyed all the vials except for one. There was one like left over. Carly ran, Zemo went to go chase after her. Bootleg Cap walked in. He saw that everybody was gone, but he saw the super soldier serum vial on the floor. When he saw it on the floor, he picked it up and he put it in his pocket. Sam showed up. Bucky came in at the last second. They're just like, yo, what happened? And he's like, I don't know, everybody gone. And then he didn't tell anybody about the serum. So now they're all back at the hotel. They're like Sam, Bucky, Zemo. They're trying to talk about what they're gonna do. They're trying to talk about what their next steps are. And then Bootleg Cap and Black Star, they roll up in there, and they're just like, okay, the Carly thing didn't work, but we're taking Zemo in. And then Sam's just like, first of all, unlike you, Zemo was actually helpful today, so Zemo ain't going nowhere. And he's just like, oh, I don't think you want to, get in my way, Wilson. He's like, boy, you ain't got no serum in your system. He's like, you don't want it with Sam Wilson. And then at that moment, the menage, like, they show up, and they're just like, yo, we've come for Zemo. And then Cap, he's never really seen them before, so he was just like, listen, I'm Captain America. She's like, I don't give a damn who Captain America is. She was like, Wakanda. He's just like, Wakanda is in the house, and we do what we please. Bootleg Cap, he feel like, all right, I'm Captain America, damn it, you gonna respect my authority. And then the menage basically whooped his ass. They whooped on him. They whooped on Black Star. And then Sam and Bucky tried to intervene. They tried to break the whole. They tried to like calm the whole situation down. Now, and this is where people's pride and turns into stupidity, because everybody was so in that moment trying to be the better fighter or the better warrior. They didn't let Zemo sneak out through the back. Like, your man went in the bathroom and jumped down the sewer grate. After the fight ended, Bootleg Cap basically got his ass beat. Like, Black Star got his ass beat, and then he realized, he was just like, yo, these chicks took me out, and they don't even have super soldier serum in their system. He was just like, yo, I ain't shit. Like that was the moment where he realized, he was like, damn, he was just like, yo, I ain't shit. And he was already feeling the pressure of living up to the Captain America name, but now he just got beat up by a bunch of women with no superpowers. So he's just like, yo, he's like, yo, he had a come to Jesus moment. Like, I just like how insignificant he really is. And you know how certain people get when they feel like they're insignificant or less than other people. So now he freaking out. Sam and Bucky just looking at him in disgust, and like they walk away. The menage walk away because they're just like, yo, we must find Zemo. And then like they bounce, and then they even left him the shield. And then Bootleg Cap and Black Star, they're having a conversation, and then he's just like, yo, bro, like, he said, if you had your chance to take the super soldier serum, would you take it? And then he was like, hells to the yeah, I'd take that shit. So now, and because he has the vial on him, now he's going to take it. And I wonder, based on what happened later on in the episode, I wonder if Bootleg Cap shared that serum with Black Star. I wonder if he took the whole thing himself, or if he actually did share it. I'm a little confused, but there's a theory for that, and I'll tell you why I feel so later. So but at that point, once his boy was like, yo, you better take that shit, he was just like, all right, cool, I'm gonna take that shit. So yeah, so then Carly ended up calling Sam's sister, and then she was just like, yo, is your brother someone who I can trust? And then the sister was just like, girl, she was like, if anybody you could trust, Sam Wilson, because she was just like, oh, but you're the one. She's like, but you live in America and you cheer for your captain, and she was like, he ain't my Captain America, shit. So she's just like, all right. She's like, I'll give your brother a chance. She's like, have him call me and we'll set up a date. So they set up a meeting place. So this time, so after Sam's sister told him that that Carly threatened her and threatened her nephews, now he got on full Falcon gear, like him and Bucky. They put up, they put the costumes on. They went down there. Sam ran up on her. He was like, yo, you threatened my sister and my nephews. And then she was just like, hey, I wouldn't harm them. She was like, I just come here to find out if you want to join me and join the cause. And before he could give her an answer, because obviously he was gonna say no, but before he could give her an answer, Bucky had said, he was like, yo, Bootleg Cap and them, they're around the corner. So then Bootleg Cap show up. He comes dropping out of the sky. Carly and her people run, because she had her people with her, so they was in the back. So it's like, her mass gang people, they're there. They're fighting Falcon. They're fighting Bucky. They're fighting Black Star. They're fighting Bootleg Cap. This whole melee ensues, and then there's a moment where Black Star ended up fighting Carly, and Carly hit him so hard he flew back and hit his head on onto a pillar, and he died. And when he died, like, everybody stopped. Like you could have thrown a penny in the middle of that floor and it would have echoed through through your entire body. Everybody was like, oh shit. So then Carly and her people ran. Falcon and Winter Soldier, they dipped. And then at that point, Bootleg Cap, he went over to Black Star. He was just like, yo, you good, and he didn't wake up. Now here's where it got interesting to me. After Bootleg Cap ran away, after he walked away, because when he realized his friend was dead, and he got so enraged that that these people killed his friend, he went chasing after them to get his revenge. The camera went back to Black Star. And it almost kind of panned on, the shot that they took, it was almost like he was still alive. And that made me question, maybe I'm overthinking that shot, but I question now if he actually does have the serum. I question if Bootleg Cap actually gave him the serum. And is he really dead? I don't think Black Star is really dead. I think he actually did give him the serum. Maybe he's just unconscious and eventually he'll wake up. But Bootleg Cap didn't know that. He chased one of the masked people outside the building, knocked him down, and then he started beating the shit out of him. And then the guy was like, bro, I didn't even kill your friend. And he's just like, yeah, but you're a part of them. Your man takes the Captain America shield with everybody watching, cameras flashing, and the whole nine. He takes the Captain America shield and repeatedly rams it into this dude's chest, and he killed him basically on live TV, because the internet's basically live TV at this point. And he killed one of the radicals, and Falcon and Bucky, Falcon and Sam, they showed up. They watched him kill this dude. Carly watched him kill this dude. Everybody all across America watched him kill this dude, which is why the episode's called All Eyes Are Watching. And they had a beautiful shot when the episode ended with Bootleg Cap standing there holding Captain America's shield with blood all over it. And that's how the episode ended. So now he's basically Bootleg Captain America. He's pretty much the villain at this point, because the pressure of living up to Captain America he wanted to be Captain America so bad and do the right thing so bad. He took the super soldier serum, and like Zemo kept saying, it eventually drove him mad, and he murdered somebody. Carly murdered, quote unquote murdered Black Star. But for her, it was more of an accident, because her intent wasn't to murder him. She was just trying to knock him off of her friend. Cap actually planned on killing that dude. Like, that was his whole intent. So now there's going to be a war, because the government's going to be like, oh, your Captain America killed one of our people. But it's like, oh, but one of your people murdered people. It's going to be this whole big political thing. The next episode will be very political. I have no idea where the menagerie and where where Zemo is right now. They're off doing their own thing, but All eyes are going to be on Captain America now. America's going to call him back. They're going to strip him of the Captain America duties. And at some point, Falcon's going to have to pick up the damn shield and, and take this thing over. Carly's going to be looking for revenge now. And her sole purpose is going to be to kill Captain America. So she's coming for that dude's ass because she was actually cool with the guy that died. So there's going to be a standoff between Carly and Sam. Like, Sam and Carly will fight, but when Sam and Carly finally have their final battle, Sam's actually going to have the Captain America shield, and he's going to pick up the mantle and pick up the symbol. So that was it. And thank you for tuning in. So leave your thoughts below. Like, let me know what you think's going to happen with bootleg Captain America. Is he going to lose his shit? Like, is he far gone? Can we reel him back in? Does the series end with bootleg Cap in prison? What's going on with Bucky? Does Zemo escape? Does he get dragged back to Wakanda? And how soon? Because I think this is episode 4, so we're halfway through. We're only getting 6 episodes, so we got 2 episodes left. So does Sam get the shield in the next episode, or does he get the shield in the season finale, or does he get the shield at all? Does the series end without him even picking up the shield, and maybe it leads into a season 2? So that was it. Check me out on social media. Check me out on Twitter, on Instagram. Definitely, like I said, on YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit the notification bell. Let me know your thoughts below on what's going on with all this good superhero goodness now that the show is actually picking up, and we'll continue to talk about it. So thanks, guys. So for Falcon and Winter Soldier, until next time, I'm out this.